Ladies and gentlemen, Jordo from D1DLC here, and tonight we are playing EXO ONE. Currently able to back this one on Kickstarter. Adelaide developer. Now, let's have a look.
The signal came out of nowhere, a point in empty space light years from any star. After decades of searching the skies, mankind knew it was no longer alone in the universe. We called them the Senders. Their transmission contained plans for a spherical exoplanetary probe. We named it EXO ONE.
There is a little bit of narration
The
in this.
EXO ONE mission has fascinated historians for generations. What was its purpose? Who were the Senders? And why did they give us this technology? All we know for certain is that the pilot of humanity's first manned exoplanetary probe never returned.
And here we go. We're all going to start right here in this training facility, you could say, where we get to learn how to speed this thing up. And when we do speed it up,
test speed achieved. We have a spiking energy rating.
We go to the wormhole.
Shutdown procedures, kill power.
And after the wormhole closed, the pilot was never seen again. At the time, scientists had little idea of the workings of wormholes. Science fiction usually depicted them as instantaneous doorways. However, what our unwilling pilot found was exactly the opposite. This first trip lasted days, and unfortunately, the worst was yet to come. Despite extensive testing of communications prior to launch, all contact with EXO ONE was lost. The pilot was completely cut off. Back home, Mission Control was baffled by the unexpected departure. Even worse, the Senders were nowhere to be found. There was no welcoming committee, no landing pad, or any signs of life. First contact, as far as we know, was never made. After touching down, the pilot picked up an unknown energy signature, then made the following report. Anomaly spotted, a blue beam of light originating on the horizon, projecting into the upper atmosphere, unclear whether man-made or natural in origin.
throughout this game, you're going to somewhat hear that I'm quite quiet because I feel that you have to A, listen to the narration, the music, and the sound effects, and for me it's a very immersive style game where I'm pushing along this sphere, and then you hear things like that totally just make you think, what is going on? So easy controls were sad, then you've got spacebar for jump, but you can also turn this into a frisbee shape.
Much was debated on the monoliths as described by the pilot. According to the records, these monoliths were colossal geometric structures. However, subsequent missions to Sagan 4 uncovered no trace of them. This led many to theorize that the first planet EXO ONE landed on was not Sagan 4 at all.
Look at that sunset. Look at this. This is what I absolutely love. Oh, here we go. Perfect. Okay, so this is what I love. Look at the scenery, another down. Gotta time those downs. Glide on the up. This is what I absolutely love about this, is the amount of effort that has gone into the graphics on this. And it's not even in alpha at the moment. The idea on this planet is basically to learn the basics and to get to the blue beam of light as quickly as you can. There is no time limit. You can go in the opposite direction if you want to. It just means you're never going to get to the second planet. Look at that. Is that not brilliant? Like I said, it's all about timing those jumps. Now, if you've ever played anything like Tiny Wings, you go down on the downs and then you let it sail on the up. probably see me get it wrong.
Much of what we know of EXO ONE's journey, so many thousands of years now in the past, has been lost to time. The events that took place, related data, and records are like an ancient puzzle with many missing pieces. We can only do our best at this recreation.
So they give you little hints along the way, as you just heard. Narrations. I guess when you get certain points on the planet, it will trigger things to be said. And I know there's these beams of light that you can run over, which is sort of like parts of a story. As described on the Kickstarter, EXO
ONE would arrive at
is
what
a
the pilot referred to as transport monoliths, which led to the second planet,
momentum-based exoplanetary exploration. Say that quick. And now I'm going the wrong way. It's great to go downhill, but try and stick going the right way. And the wrong way. So the sphere is your ship. Just listen to that music. You know, it reminds me of the old Flight of the Navigator, where you can morph your ship into, well, you can't play the Flight of the Navigator, but the ship itself in the movie, for those who do remember or don't know, you could morph the ship into a, oh man, here we go again, into a different shape in which would allow it to go faster. Okay, getting close now. I love how the atmosphere has changed too, because it's sort of dark and it looks like I've turned my headlights on. I know they're there all the time, but being that it's darker, it's really sticking out now. So I'll let you know at the moment, the Kickstarter has different increments of $1 to watch the project unfold, $15 for the early bird, which will get you a full copy of the game, or $17, which will get you the first 2 planets. And here we go, taking off.
How we came upon the second planet so long after leaving the wormhole is unknown. If this was the intended target, why did we exit so far from it?
Alrighty, now we're on my favorite planet.
At certain points on its journey, blank spots appear in EXO ONE's logs. Typically lasting hours, EXO ONE's data was either completely lost or corrupted beyond retrieval.
Beams of light are like stories. Dang it. This planet is a very fast planet. If you time it right, we're going to see a little something extra on this planet. Need maximum speed. get there soon. Here we go. This is pretty cool. I really enjoyed finding this out. When we get to maximum speed on this plane, you actually get to go inside the vessel. Here we go. Alright. Little heads up display comes and tells you whether you are in frisbee shape or sphere. Now, look at that. This is pre-alpha, ladies and gentlemen, and it already looks absolutely spectacular. Cue the music. This music I absolutely love. It reminds me of Daft Punk from Tron meets Philip Glass. You know, I don't know what this game's going to bring us in the future, but I'm happy to wait and see, because this isn't a game with a whole bunch of action, but it's just a blessing to play. It just makes you happy. I'm smiling. I love how the music comes in at the right times, and then it just disappears, and all you hear is the ambience from around. The fact you're going so quick, but you can't hear all the wind anymore because you're inside the vessel. Alright, see the heads up display's building up. Every time you hit and you're rolling, it starts building up that energy. Oh, we're close. As soon as we hit this, that's it. This is going to conclude our 2-planet exploration. And here we have it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me. I am Jordo from D1 DLC, and this was EXO ONE. If you want to check it out, check him on the Kickstarter. I'll put the links in below in the description. If you haven't already, hit that like and subscribe button, because there's going to be plenty more content coming your way. Thank you very much for sticking around. Have a good night.